All right, today's like a Wednesday. Back at work, I gotta go see some customers. But today, got my little buddy Paisley with me today. And I thought we're gonna go see some customers that are pretty far away. So we've been driving for about 2 hours. We're gonna go see some of my rural customers that I haven't seen, and looking forward to that. But in one of the cities or towns where we're gonna go see, they have something pretty cool. And me and Paisley are pretty excited about going to see. I don't even remember what it was. Paisley, what are we going to go see?
Sea monsters.
What? I don't want to go see sea monsters. Real sea monsters? Uh-oh.
Ever since man first started exploring the sea, the tales of sea monsters have always existed. Some based in folklore, imaginations, and movies, and some perhaps with a bit of truth. But the monsters are out there. Monsters do exist and have existed. Some incredible monsters. And one such monster is this monster.
Mosasaurs.
The Mosasaur was real. And in Morden, Manitoba, just above the U.S. border, there's the Canadian Fossil Discovery Center. And you can come face to face with the world's largest Mosasaur. So let's take a peek. The city of Morden only has just shy of 10,000 people, but it definitely has this incredible museum, the Canadian Fossil Discovery Center. And why is it here? Because this area is situated directly in the Western Interior Seaway. And this was the most deadliest of seaways in all time. And it was home to this incredible apex predator, the Mosasaur. Doesn't look like much there. Now, Mosasaurs were the big ones, and just shy of them were the Pleisiosaurs. This is an example of a Plesiosaur. They have a much longer, slender neck, smaller head. This museum houses all sorts of fossils that would have been found that you would associate with the sea. Now, thinking of Manitoba, Manitoba is primarily, vast prairies. But 83 million years ago, we were all underwater.
Paisley, there's fossils right on the ground. What do they feel like?
I feel like the side of a dog.
Like the ribs of a puppy?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's kind of bumpy?
Yeah.
Very cool. And then what are those ribs of what is that a fossil of?
Ancient squids.
Ancient squids.
Mm-hmm.
Weird.
Yeah, it's weird.
This one's a type of algae.
Dad?
And this one's the spine of Pleisiosaurs, which is the most common type of Mosasaur in all of Manitoba. What's the deadliest seaway of all time? All right, Paisley, what do you think it is? Yikes! The Western Interior Seaway. That's exactly where we're standing. It's alive with predators. Look at that fish. I wouldn't want to catch one of those fish. So you found some coral and a snail shell. And these are vertebrae. What's over here in this one? A mammoth tusk found near Grunthal, Manitoba. Do you know what a mammoth is?
It's like a big furry elephant.
Like a big furry elephant. You're right. It's like a face-off of two giant predators, the Mosasaur, 15 feet long, 2 sets of teeth, expandable jaw, against the Hypanctonus. It's a fish. Large teeth. So here's the fossil of the Mosasaur. And here's the one of the Physinctus. Look at that. Award of Extinction. The Canadian Fossil Discovery Centre just qualified for a master angler for an 18-foot prehistoric fish. Another incredibly interactive display where it's got the different types of fossils that we can rotate through, and the magic eye puts them up on the screen. Look at all this cool stuff. What are those? Teeth? That dinosaur needs to go to the dentist. Yikes.
The Canadian Fossil Discovery Centre, like other really good museums, has many different types of displays. Interactive displays, kids, things that get your imagination going, things that you get to feel and touch, to really feel the sense that you were there. Lots of education. But to think that these were animals, these incredible monsters of the sea, lived exactly where we are today. In a sea that was 300 to 800 feet deep. Monstrous predators roamed the warm waters of the Western Interior Seaway. Sharks, squids, fish, turtles, the size of cars, but the dominant predators were without question the Pleisiosaurs and the Mosasaurs.
And here's a fossil dig. So you saw what it looked like when they dug it up in the ground. And there's part of the vertebrae and some ribs. And you see how we talked about how they did it in the plaster. Here's an example of what they do with the plaster to help keep it all together.
The much more heavier-bodied Mosasaur is derived from the Meuse River in Belgium, where the first discovery was made. Mosa being the Latin form of muse, and saur from the Greek saurus, meaning lizard. You can imagine being back in the day and unearthing a jaw or a jawbone of something of this size. Must have been absolutely terrifying.
There's those giant squid that we saw the fossils of. And they're trying to get away, so what do they do? What does a squid do, Paisley? Ink out of their butt? What? And that's a mosasaur?
Marine reptiles. In Manitoba, we have 3 distinct species that can be found in the Manitoba deposits. The Mosasaur, the sea turtles, and the Pleisiosaur. And we also had sharks. Fossil sharks, right here. Landlocked in central Manitoba. And not just little sharks, massive sharks. Maybe not that one. But you can see, sharks have not changed much in millions of years. And all the different things that you would find associated with the ocean floor. Belemnites, those ones on the far left, they're an ancient extinct cephalopod related to octopus. And we had some bivalves and clams, but I absolutely love on these ones here, on the baculites, how this minerals expose themselves in the shimmer of the fossils. And the Western Interior Seaway was home to all sorts of types of fish. Some really scary, some not so scary, but fascinating nonetheless.
Look at that thing. Very reminiscent of a tiger fish from the Congo. Look at the size of the teeth on that thing. Crazy. So you see how they're all working it together? They put it in the plaster cast to be able to bring it out. But you see, it's all just little jumbled pieces of rock. It's very, very, very fragile. And so they put it in plaster to remove it safely, so all the rocks stay kind of in the same original place that they were found. There's a paleontologist working on it right now, trying to piece it together. But if you look at the tray that he's extracting stuff from, it's just little tiny pieces of dirt, shale, and rock, and there's fossils amongst it, and he has to piece it all together. And this workplace is velociraptor free. Oh, it was 163 days without an incident. Uh-oh.
But we finally reached it, We reached the point where we get to go and meet Bruce. Where are we, Paisley? We're underwater? Hold your breath. What's wrong?
It's a humongous thing there.
Let's go take a look.
I'm not going.
What?
I told you.
This is an Allosaurus. He probably eats veggies, right?
I don't think so.
You don't think so? No way.
It looks like a giant T-Rex.
So the Allosaurus was a type of carnivorous dinosaur that lived in North America during the late Jurassic period, approximately 155 to 150 million years ago. So this one, Paisley, is called an Edmontonsaurus, and the femur to the left is from a hadrosaur, which is this thing. Look at how big that bone is. Do you think Leia and Jedi and Whiskey would like to chew on that bone?
No,
Why?
because it's too much rock in it.
It's just rock now, right. So this is a 1/10 replica. It was a common type of hadrosaur that lived in ancient Alberta, which is 2 provinces to the west of Manitoba. They lived in herds. So these were basically like dinosaur cows.
So we've seen a lot of really, really cool things already. Paisley and I are having an absolute blast. We saw the Edmontonsaurus, the Allosaurus, all sorts of stuff. But we came here to see one specific dinosaur. What's his name, Paisley? Bruce. And that's Bruce. He's just a little tiny guy, right?
Oh, he's humongous.
Let's take a closer look. Bruce, the Tylosaurus pemminensis, 83 million years ago. The Guinness Book World Record holder.
So Bruce is mentioned as a Guinness Book World Record holder. He is the largest, almost completely intact, ever found Mosasaur. It was discovered in 1974 in Thornhill, Manitoba. And he measures 43 feet long. That is absolutely incredible. And the one right beside Bruce must be his girlfriend. Her name is Susie. And she was found very, very close to where Bruce was discovered in 1977. So logically, it must be his girlfriend. And she's nowhere near as big as Bruce, but she is equally just as impressive. That is one serious marine reptile. Now, obviously, these are well reconstructed models or displays of the originals, and the original fossils of the animals are all displayed in cases below. They're all labeled as to which piece they are, how they fit in the puzzle. But when you guys start seeing them like this, you start seeing them what they actually look like when they've been extracted, it's a much more challenging puzzle. Be an awful lot of work piecing one of these together. And as you can see, the fossils go all the way down to the end for Bruce and Susie. Here's some segments of the front fins. Now, if the Mosasaurs weren't enough, how about this guy? This is Plessy. Polycotyleus bonneri, same sort of time period. This one was also discovered near Thornhill, Manitoba in 1972. And this juvenile Pleisiosaur has been found 75% complete. So as we saw Bruce being a Mosasaur and Susie, this one's a Pleisiosaur. And enough of all the reptiles, we need to have a shark. So we've got Dave the filter feeder shark. 1975, the almost complete crow shark skeleton on your right was found during the bentonite mining operations at a farm near Darlington. Now, I don't know how we can derive. Everybody, obviously somebody with some knowledge in regards to looking through fossils can tell me that that is in fact a shark. They look like those little jiffy peat pellets for planting seeds. But Dave is the only near complete fossil skeleton of a shark that was found in skeleton. And I guess if this isn't clear enough for you as to what each one of the parts are, they've gone and labeled it for us. That just clears everything up. Look at that. Oh, we're so good. Well, Paisley, did we have an awesome day together or what?
Yes.
I sure had fun going and touring around looking at sea monsters with you. You're the only girl I know that rode on a real Mosasaur.
It's not real.
Well, I think it was pretty real. You tamed it. But we had an absolute blast. If you guys are ever in the Morden area, if you're ever in, it's only about an hour and a half away from Winnipeg. It's directly south. It's only about a half hour away from the U.S. border. It's definitely worth the drive. Thanks for watching, my friends. Take care.